Fortune, fame, mirror vein, gone insane, but the memory remains. Heavy rings on fingers wave, another star denies the grave. See the nowhere crowd, crowded nowhere cheers of honor, like twisted vines that grow, hide and swallow mansions whole, in the light of an already faded prima donna. Fortune, fame, mirror vein, gone insane. Fortune, fame, mirror vein, gone insane, but the memory remains. Heavy rings hold cigarettes up to lips that time forgets, while the Hollywood sun sets behind your back. And can't the family on just listen and play my song? Ash to ash, dust to dust, fade to black. Fortune, fame, mirror vein, gone insane. Fortune, fame, mirror vein, gone insane. Damn little tin goddess.
Hey all, it's Monday, February 24th. I said I'd be back every Monday. So I wanted to talk about my Meniere's disease, or what they said I had was Meniere's disease. I'm still looking for a cause as to what's causing my crazy symptoms, whether it really is Meniere's disease, whether there's an underlying cause of all this. So just wanted to say, it started off with a road trip that I took with my friends Chris and Carmen. Basically, we went out. Our goal was to go to Detroit for Metallica's Orion Fest. So we went there. We started driving all the way out to Pittsburgh, PA. On the way to Pittsburgh, we stopped at a Logan's Roadhouse. Basically, had a drink over there, had some food over there. Food was delicious. Went to a Cabela's hunting store. I'd never been to. It was very cool. Very cool sights over there. Stayed outside of Pittsburgh. Over there, I brought some home brews for us that one of my hockey teammates made for me, and it was really cool. It was, so we drank a little bit. We tried the home brews. Basically, got there at 1:30 in the morning, drank one beer, fell asleep, woke up the next morning, knew we had to go to Pittsburgh. Funny story was that went to take a shower, then came back and had a beer in the morning. So, like as Jim Morrison would say, got up this morning and grabbed myself a beer. Well, that's basically how this road trip was going to be. A lot of drinking. Because, so we drank in a hotel room. Obviously, we didn't drink while we were driving. I would never condone drinking and driving, and try to stay away from that if you can, because it's really bad for you, and you don't want to end up in jail and you ruin your life. So basically, we went to Pittsburgh, and, we went to have lunch over there, had a drink over there. That was kind of, like I said, story of it. It was a big drinking trip, which I kind of what I expected was going to happen. Went up the incline and saw the Three Rivers, which is a very nice view, as you saw the pictures. Right now, I'm so petrified of heights, I would never be able to go up that incline right now. My equilibrium is off for some reason. Just throwing my height, putting fear of heights into me. But I got up there, I got to take the picture. After we were done with Pittsburgh, we headed back out on the road. We went to Cleveland because we wanted to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And when we went to go to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, honestly, we were very, very, very disappointed that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on a Friday closed at 5 p.m. Stopped selling the tickets. Now, this is a Friday night. This place should be open because you would think that everything should be open and busy on a Friday night. No, not in Cleveland. It wasn't like that. So we said, all right, well, maybe we'll hit it on the way back. So we did that. We went to the Great Lakes Brewery, which was very cool, very good beer over there. They also had very good food. It was very, very nice. I picked up two posters. They weren't really posters. They were kind of like poster frames. One for myself for one of the beers, and one for Chris, which was going to be later on a birthday gift for him. So after that, we were done. We drove over to Detroit, got in. It was like 12:30. Carmen was honestly exhausted. She fell asleep. Chris and I still wanted to do something, so we went down. Well, we ended up staying at the Motor City Casino. We went downstairs, gambled a little bit, listened to music. Since we weren't going anywhere, we decided to get completely wasted. Completely wasted. Every single little bar that was there, we went to. So, probably a little too much drinking. All I remember is we had whiskey on tap, we were drinking a beer or a shot of tequila or some other shot at all these different places. So by the time we were done, it was like 2:30 in the morning. We go upstairs, room spins on me because I'm too drunk. I pass out, fall asleep. Next morning we woke up probably about 9-10 o'clock in the morning, knowing that we had to go to see Metallica's Orion Fest at Belle Isle in Detroit. Very cool concert, very cool festival. So the first thing that we did over there is we saw the Dropkick Murphys. That was, kind of the highlight of that day for us, just seeing them. But as we saw them, Metallica played a secret show at one of the smaller stages that they were on. So we went on to their smaller stage, watched them. We also went to Kirk's Crypt, took a picture in there, just saw the cool haunted stuff that they had in there. We were also part of the Metallica Club, the Met Club as they called it. So we got to play on Metallica's instruments. After that, we saw Dropkick Murphys, got to meet them, got to get their autograph. I was the fourth person in line for Dropkick Murphys. It's cool, kind of just sitting there waiting for them, meeting new people, great experience. Went, saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers play on stage. That was the main attraction. Band I've always wanted to see my entire life. So I went, got to see them, and I remember when I was sitting there, one of the things that did happen was the bass player put the bass a little too loud. We were legitimately very close to the speaker, but I probably should have covered my ears when that happened. And I didn't, because I looked around and saw nobody else was covering their ears. I guess this is normal. The bass wasn't too loud. I never really experienced tinnitus after that or nothing, nothing bad was happening with my ear. I thought it was pretty normal. So, went, they were done, went to the bus. This is when I started with my pain that I was having. So I was standing for about 2 hours waiting for a bus because Detroit didn't know how to handle the bus situation with a big event like that. I think they had another event that was going on, so their buses were kind of double booked. So, I was just standing there. We were standing still for about 2 hours, and I was starting to get pain. And the pain was basically right about over here. So, I didn't think anything of it. I always had pain in my back. I figured maybe it's because I was just too stiff and we were standing still too much. We weren't moving around much, during the concert. Other than in between concerts and events. So we got on the bus and I was in pain, so I was kind of like holding my hand up like this, on top of the seat in front of me. Went and woke up the next morning, took a Motrin because I was still in a little pain, and said, whatever, this will go away. It's just some muscle strain or something. Went back to Orion Fest where we basically got to walk around, and the big thing that we did over there was we just got to see Metallica. I remember I was sitting there, and I just felt we were drinking too much during the weekend, and I just wanted water. I just didn't want to drink on a Sunday. I think I had one beer, and after that I said, I'm hungry. Let me go grab something to eat at one of these tents over here, and let me go ahead and just have water or soda with it. It didn't bother me, nothing. I was still in a little pain. But the Metallica concert was very, very cool. It was probably one of the coolest concerts I've seen in a while. So we went ahead, we watched the concert, and the next day, it was a Monday, I knew we had to drive home. So, went back to the casino, went out to eat actually over there at the Anchor Bar. There's 2 nights in a row that we actually went to the Anchor Bar, and we had drinks after the concert. The cabs in Detroit were very shady, charging us for whatever it was. But what it is, was what it is, and we went ahead and said, okay, we'll just pay them whatever, just so we can get back to the hotels and everything. So, fell asleep, woke up the next morning. It was about close to 9 o'clock or so, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. We said, all right, we have a long drive ahead of us. And I remember I woke up and I was in a lot of pain. The pain was basically radiating from here. I don't know if anyone can see it. It was radiating from here, going down into here, across into my shoulder here, and then eventually it was going right here under my arm. And I was having such a hard time lifting my arm up because I was in so much pain. I couldn't lift my arm. Now I can lift my arm no problem, but I couldn't lift my arm beyond this point. So I said, okay, I'm like, well, I gotta suck it up because we have a long road trip. We took about 13 hours to get there after all our stops and everything, but we were going non-stop this day, so it was going to be probably, I don't know, 15 hours or so non-stop. Or we expected only 8 to 10 hours, but it ended up being 15 hours. So I remember going to Bob's Big Boy with Chris and Carmen. We went there, and I was still in pain, but whatever. I was sucking it up. I said, I knew I've had this type of pain before, but never this bad. So I said, all right, well, I know what to do after when I get home. So it was, of course, who got stuck driving the most was in the worst weather? Me. So we went to Bob's Big Boys, had breakfast over there, stopped in Cleveland, went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, saw everything, and I remember I was in so much pain just going up, just seeing everything. I just wanted to leave. Wanted to get in the car and either lie down or get home and lie down, and that was it. So at this point, none of the crazy symptoms that I was having were going on. I didn't have tinnitus in the ear, I didn't have any fullness or anything, or didn't feel like I was in a blackout or nothing. I just had pain in my back at this point. So Meniere symptoms were not happening at this point. But some weird symptoms were happening at this point, and I don't know if something offset it, and this is what led to it all, but I'll eventually get down to the bottom of it, I'm sure. So I continued, we continued after Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We drove. It took us about, like I said, 15 hours. Eventually, I had to drive at night in Pennsylvania in the worst rainstorm I've ever experienced. And as I was driving, I was sitting here as I was in a lot of pain. I had to try to keep my arm up, and when I was keeping it up, I couldn't do it. Eventually got home. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I knew I had to be at work the next day, and that just made things a lot worse. So this is where everything pretty much kind of started, but I think there's going to be a little bit more that you guys are all going to discover, and as to where my symptoms came from and how they started, and I'm still looking for answers, as I said. I think I'll find them. I think there'll be a cure for them. I don't think this is Meniere's disease. I think there's an underlying issue. I'm going, through a bunch of things soon, which I will update you on eventually. In the meantime, hopefully you guys are enjoying videos. Hopefully you guys can maybe help me out and point me in the right direction as to what to do or where to go next and have certain things checked out. You probably saw my first video, so I said some things on there. So next Monday I'll have another one. In the meantime, I'll leave you with this video of the Metallica Orion Fest, one of the songs that they played, which I thought was just so cool to see. And like I said, I had such a good time over there. I would definitely go back, and I want to go back. And hopefully I'll be able to go back. And hopefully whatever this is, I just beat it and that's it. So, and like I said, as you saw in some of the pictures, I was in a lot of pain. And we'll get into what happened next time with my physical therapies and doctors and everything. So, until next Monday, hope everyone has a good week, and I will see you then.
words fall from the heart. Without trust in who we are, and nothing else matters. Never open myself this way. Lock his eyes and get it away. All these words I want to say. Now nothing else matters. Trust I see and I find in you. Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view. Now nothing else matters.